My top tip to you, if you love pancakes but you're only making pancakes for 1 or 2 people and you're not making pancakes because you know you're not going to eat the whole batch, just make the entire batch of pancakes up, eat what you want to eat out of it, and any remaining pancakes, just put them in the fridge, and then you can have them for morning tea or afternoon tea with a little bit of jam or some Nutella, peanut butter if that takes your fancy, and a cup of tea or a coffee, and they are so delicious. But yeah, Sunday morning pancakes. And a delicious Sunday morning breakfast. I've got freshly squeezed orange juice, strawberry, banana and cinnamon pancakes this Sunday, and my green tea. Oh, it smells so good. So, as I said, Sunday morning, I'm going to tuck in and enjoy this while looking out at the currently blue skies with big fluffy white clouds. Whether it rains in a moment, who knows. All right, we are at our first stop. We're going to hit Pillow Talk, and then we're going to go to TK Maxx, and then over here I also want to do Provincial Furniture and Adairs. So we're going to have a quick whip around and just see what sort of homewares and home decor they have in store. Wow, look at the vases that they've got. Like, look at this one, all the mandarins. Oh, that's really pretty. That pink one. That's, oh, wow. Look at this one. Wow. That's gorgeous. So, nothing in Pillow Talk, but how different is that? That is very unique. Alright, we're just going to make our way to TK Maxx and try not to get distracted. Okay, TK Maxx. So I just got this Ralph Lauren sort of print tea towel for on my sort of breakfast trays with the blue and the white. I thought was really nice from TK Maxx. Okay, next door is maybe Adairs and Provincial Furniture. Alright, we're just having a little poke around in Provincial Home Furniture, and we'll just sort of see what they've got in. Gosh, they have the most beautiful chairs here. All the prints are stunning. This is where I got my washing basket from. So this is my laundry basket. Looks so nice in the laundry. Very aesthetically pleasing. Gosh, they've got some beautiful things in here. Alright, nothing in Provincial Furniture, but it is always so inspiring to go in there. And we're just in Adairs now, having a little look around in here. There's a plant stand that I want. So, I'm looking for this plant stand, but not with the white stripe. I just want it full natural. But I cannot find it. So I wonder if maybe they don't have it in store here, despite saying online that they did. Could not find what I was looking for, so we are on to the shopping centre now. So fingers crossed they'll have what I want there. So we've just come into Maya, and this is the print of the dinner set that I want. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. We've got the tomatoes, the pears, lemons, blackberries. It's very autumnal. So that's the bowls. And they've also got, you know, jugs here. They've got a teacups, but I want the actual mugs. And they've got the whole platters and that. But I'm hoping to be able to get an individual kind of set of dinner plates and toast plates, and then the bowls. So I might just have a little wander around and see if I can find the rest of the set. Alright, they have the rest of the set at the back, so I'm just going to get 4 of these bowls, and then I've ordered 4 of the dinner plates, 4 of the toast plates, and 2 of the mugs. I am very tempted by this. I think that that is really pretty, and even to use like as a flower, like a vase or something, would be really cute, I think. And because everything's 50% off today, so it is half price, which is making things very economical. All right, I'm going to have a little ponder, and hopefully she won't be too long. I'll show you what they look like when she brings them. And like, look at the cute little cake stand. Oh, so cute. So they have been able to find a number of the pieces that I was looking for. So we're just waiting on the side plates. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. Just at the last stop, so at the garden centre, just to pick up the last little vegetable seedlings. Alright, at the garden centre, I'm just going to have a little poke around and see what they've got. I have picked up some flower seedlings for the cut flower garden. I got gypsophilia, I got cosmos, I got carnations, and I wanted to try larkspur. I thought that they could be really interesting. So I've got those to start up. It does say I can start them up in autumn and winter, so I'm going to get them going in the cut flower garden. We'll do that together in the coming weeks. I've also got the bulbs that need to do. Oh my gosh, there's so much gardening to do. But I was just looking at these. How cool are these? Aren't they beautiful? Gosh, they're stunning. Wow. And look at these roses. Oh my gosh, in real life, it is the most velvety red. Do they smell? Not really. I do like a little bit of a perfume with my roses. Most of mine have got a nice perfume to them. Cannot wait for them to all bloom and I can start cutting them and bringing them inside. But I might just go and have a little look at the flower seedlings and see if they've got anything that would be good for cut flowers. Cornflowers are quite pretty. Excellent cut flower, and they flower in 12 to 15 weeks. I don't know. They're quite cute, aren't they? The cornflowers. Wonder if I try some of those. Alright, in the vegetable area now, they've got rhubarb here. Tomatoes. I think I've got enough tomatoes. I'm sort of on the lookout for cucumbers potentially. And maybe capsicums. See, they're not so bad. They only get 40 centimeters. I don't know whether to try just something like this or something a bit bigger, like a bigger capsicum. I wonder if I just try one of these because they are cold sensitive and I'm obviously going into winter. Maybe this one. So it might be a little bit too cold for them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to get one and we'll try one and see if it makes it with the colds. I've got tomatoes. So that's all good. I've never... But again, it's like meant to be cold sensitive. Patio baby. Eggplants. They only get 50 centimeters. What was this one? 45 to 60. Harvest in 8 to 10 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know. I'm torn. Maybe I'll grab one and I'll Google it quickly and just see what that would be like. I think I've got a number already. I think I've got 2 punnets at home, so maybe I'll keep this in mind for succession planning. And I'll start the beetroots that I have, and then I'll give it like 4 weeks, and then maybe I'll plant these then after. It's actually quite late. I think it's after 4 o'clock now, and I have to say, the garden centre is lovely at this time of day. Very calming. There's very few people here. It's quiet. It's not hot. But they sort of haven't started their full-on like sprinkling and all that yet. So it is unbelievably pleasant here. I could spend a considerable amount of time having a little wander around. I picked up a little bit more kale and a few more, another little punnet of the brown onions. I am going to just Google quickly the eggplant and just see with regards to the temperatures there. Rightio, picked up a few other little bits and bobs, and I'm just really going to have a nice little last minute wander around, see if I can find anything else that I might need, and just really enjoy and soak up the calm of the garden centre at this time of day. It is absolutely wonderful. If you have been subscribed and if you watched last Wednesday's video, you will know that I bought quite the number of plants, in particular vegetable seedlings for the kitchen garden. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a chance to get in here later today and just start planting up. I've just popped outside now because the sun has just come out. It's been raining this morning, which the weather's just been crazy lately, but you can kind of see, can you see the water in the water gauge? Yes, it's had quite the rain this morning and the sun's just come out, and I thought, oh, I'll come outside briefly, say hello to you, but also just get a little bit of sunlight. But so yeah, my plan is this afternoon we'll come out here and just have a really lovely relaxed afternoon planting up the kitchen garden. It is one of my most favorite things, getting it all planted up and seeing all the new little baby seedlings. So let's head inside quickly first, and I'm waiting for something on the computer to finish. So let's head inside, and whilst that's going, whilst the computer's doing its thing, let's unpack the dinner sort of set. I also completely forgot that I purchased this when we were at TK Maxx. They are like Ralph Lauren by Ralph Lauren tea towels, and they're this really beautiful pale blue colour with the white floral print on them. I thought they were so lovely. I like to put a tea towel down on my trays, so when I'm having my breakfast tray or afternoon tray, I've got a really lovely sort of tea towel down. I know when you go to 5-star hotels and things and you get your room service tray, for example, and they have that really gorgeous white linen cloth basically that kind of goes along the tray. White linen is not really my style, so I love to have something just really pretty and simple and something that's easy to wash in the event that spillage happens. But I'm just going to unpack these and I will get them in the wash. But what I wanted to show you and what we purchased was this sort of range here. So that is the brand that you can kind of see there. And then the particular set or the design on the set is this here. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous with like the gorgeous sort of rim, like the little painted edging here, the little flowers, and then the gorgeous vines with the apples, the lemon, the pears, and then can you see here the raspberries starting to form? See how they're starting to go red? And like the flowers. This to me is an autumn plate. Like the design of this is such an autumn design. Where I am in Australia, these are all the things that are coming into season now. So I'm one of those people, I like seasonal, and you all know that I decorate seasonally. And so I kind of am wanting to do something similar with my dinner sets. I actually have quite a number of dinner sets with all different designs, but I've got some that are really sort of a spring design or a summer or a winter, or in this case, what I feel is an autumn design. So that's kind of my plan with these, to make sure I'm getting through them and that I'm using them and I'm getting to enjoy them all year. So I purchased 4 of these side plates. I'm sure the others will be in here. And then the set came with 4 of these sort of larger bowls with sort of the flatter edge on them. You can kind of see it's got that sort of edge. And then they also have the dinner plate. I think it's like a 20, I'm pretty sure it was like a 27 centimeter, which isn't a massive dinner plate. I do have larger ones. So these 3 pieces here came as the sort of boxed up dinner set, but then there were a bunch of pieces that you could buy separately. So I think there were like platters and big serving bowls and massive salad bowls, things like that. And of the additional bits, I also purchased the coupe bowls. So you can kind of see here, they're just a very different style of bowl to these ones. I'll have to get all the little stickers off. But I purchased 4 of those as well to go in the set. And then I also purchased the mugs. So they have this sort of style mug. I think it's like a 440ml mug, which I loved. I bought 2 of those. They also had like tea sets with, you know, like a teacup and saucer and that. But if I'm going to do teacups, I prefer to have my teapot matching. I thought they were so pretty, these mugs. And they've got the really nice sort of thin lip around the outside, which I like. And I don't know if you can tell if it comes across on camera, but like the top here is even a little bit scalloped, which is so beautiful. I thought they were just gorgeous. And then the last thing that I bought was this, I guess just a water jug. I mean, you could obviously use it for anything, but I thought that that was so beautiful. And again, with that scallop detailing on the top. All right, it is time. Gosh, I've got all plants here. I've got plants down there, here on the thing. I really need to have a good tidy up out in this area as well. I might try and do that this afternoon once I've got the vegetable seedlings in. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is just cart them all around to the kitchen garden beds. So I've got them all ready to go, and then we can kind of place them where I think they're all going to end up. All right, I'll talk to you again once we're out by the kitchen garden beds. All right, I have all my little veggies here. Oh, aren't they so cute? Oh my goodness. Are they going to look so good in the beds? I'm so excited to get them in. All right, now that I've got them here, the next thing I'm going to the next thing that I want to do is basically kind of just place them around where I think they're going to all end up. I think that's going to be just the easiest, and then I'll kind of know roughly how much space I have, whether I've got room for any more vegetables in the future. So that's kind of the next thing I'm going to do, and then I'll sort of show you where I've placed them all. So just to kind of show you, that's this little bed planted up. I've got the beetroots along this side here, kale, I've got capsicum and an eggplant, and then the brown onions here. I'll obviously space all these things out, and you'll sort of see they'll fill out all of this space. Hopefully I'll have room for a little bit more. I've also got tomatoes, so I'm going to pop the tomatoes in here. They always do really well in their little tower. And then I think I'm going to do the leeks in here, the garlic that we've been propagating together, I'm probably going to do in this section here. And then I've also got, actually just realised I can't see it here. I wonder what happened to those beans. Interesting. I will have to go and see if I can find those beans. I don't know where the purple beans have gone. Just heading back to see if I can find those beans. How gorgeous are the ground cover roses are doing at the moment? The pink, we've got all the gorgeous white there, and then we've got the sunset roses here, the multicolored ones. Gosh, they're pretty. Like, look at this one here, can you still see? And then it's got like the pink on the outside there. That's a little bit better. Gosh, they're beautiful. Rightio, looking, ah, there they are. Oh, he's attached. Let go. Okay, last one found, the Purple King climbing beans. Very excited about that. First time ever growing climbing beans. So yeah, it should be quite fun to sort of see how it works out and how they're going to grow. All right, I've got Mum here helping. We have the eggplant in, and I just want you basically kind of just squeeze the bottom of them, and then you can kind of see them here, how it's sort of come out as like a little seedling rectangle. Dig the hole and then just pop them in. Could not be easier. So Mum's just doing the beetroots. We've got the eggplant there. I'm going to maybe try and tackle the kale and maybe the capsicum here. Alright, so as I was saying, you've got your little punnet here. I tend to just sort of squeeze the bottom a little bit to loosen up the dirt. And then I just, hopefully you can see there, sort of tilt it to try and support it as best as you can. And then it should just kind of plop out like that. And you can kind of see here like all the roots in that. And so with these ones here, you can see they're planets of 6. So you can always just get your little, get like the little holes ready. You can see there, 6 little holes ready to go. And then just squeezing the bottom. And then as you can hopefully see there, and you just sort of trying to be super gentle. You pull it out and it comes out like so. And just to give you a little update, so we've got the kale all planted, the capsicum, eggplant, and Mum's just working on the row of beetroots down there. You can see she's dug the hole and then just popping it in and tucking it in, putting it to bed. Just trying to make sure there's no air or anything, no air pockets around. So you still need to be gentle, but you need to make sure that you pack the dirt down enough that it will still support the beetroot as it grows. Now I normally do these strawberries in the hanging baskets. One is fine, but the other one was actually self-watering. And I did mention this, not last week, the week before, but it had because of the self-watering nature, the strawberries were getting really waterlogged. It wasn't sort of running through the water as quickly as I would have liked. So I've taken out the self-watering mechanism, and I have brought out my drill with the sort of larger drill bit on it, and I'm just going to drill some additional holes in the bottom of the pot just to really try and improve that drainage so they're not getting waterlogged. So basically I just flip it over, turn my little drill on, and there you go. And so that's like the first hole. I need both hands, so I'm going to pop you down while I drill the rest of these holes in. Alright, as you can see, I've just drilled a bunch of additional holes down the bottom to help with the drainage. I'm going to go grab some potting mix now to fill this up, and then we can get the strawberries in. So these are just 2 of the old hanging pots that I've had lying around that I'm going to use for the strawberries. So both got fresh dirt in them. This is the one that I drilled the additional holes in. And I just picked up a punnet of the strawberry sweethearts. I just figured I could give these ones a go and see how we get on. But yeah, so I'm just going to be doing exactly what we have been doing, and basically I've got 4 here, so I'm going to do 2 in each one. You might find that, you know, as time goes on I might add additional strawberries to these. So just making the little holes ready to go, like so. And then I'm just going to do what we've been doing, squeeze the bottom, pop them out, and then plant them in. And that is the strawberry baskets all planted up. So fingers crossed they do well over the next couple of weeks. So I've just come over here to the little propagating area, and I think we might also, while we're in the kitchen garden, I think we're going to get this little garlic in. I've got the other ones inside still propagating. I don't think they're ready to go out just yet, but I think this fella is primed to going in the kitchen garden beds. And maybe in next week's video we'll get the pineapples in, along with all of the flower, the cut flower seedlings and the cut flower plants into the orchard space. But yeah, I'm just going to move this little fella over to his spot in the garden bed, and I'll show you what it looks like. So the leeks, the little punnet of leeks is in here. I definitely could have got more leeks and done them here as well, but maybe for another trip to the garden centre. We've got 2 of the purple climbing beans on this side, and then I've got 2 on the other side as well. And this is kind of where I'm thinking for the garlic, in this kind of area. I've got 2 more inside, as I said, that need to go in, but it just needed to be somewhere where they got sun and that they'll get the irrigation. And this place has got this one here and this one here, so I think it's a good spot. So I'm just going to dig a hole in this vicinity somewhere, and we'll get the little garlic all planted up. And so the one little tiny garlic clove is in. Look at him. Oh, he looks so sad. So I definitely would like to get more spring onions, and I could definitely stand to do a few more leeks. We'll have the garlic in this area. Hopefully these beans will be prolific climbing up there. Otherwise this area I'm fairly happy with. Rosemary and spinach all looks good. And then the tomatoes are all in. You can see the little collection in there, so we'll see. I buy so many tomatoes, not all of them will make it, so we'll just wait and see. But that's a little collection in there. And then I've got brown onions just through here. I will probably get more brown onions. I thought I had 2 punnets of brown onions, but apparently not. So I will definitely get some more brown onions, and I can sort of put them there and then sort of up through this area as well to get the brown onions going. The kale is in, eggplant, capsicum, all of the beetroots, and then just there at the end, I might walk through so you can see, we've got the other 2 purple climbing beans there, and then the strawberries are just here in these punnet, the hanging baskets. So that is all looking really good. Oh, I always think it just looks so beautiful when you have it all planted up with your new seedlings. But as I said, there'll be a few more to come in, definitely. But hopefully we get a really good sort of crop of everything over the next few months. And hopefully I'm not too late in getting them in. I like to try and get things in to give them enough time before the temperatures really drop, so that the roots have time to kind of bed down and keep warm if they need to. I was looking, as you know, for cucumbers, but could not find any cucumbers. And yeah, I'm going to keep looking out for spring onions. But that is the kitchen garden all planted up. Very, very happy with how that is all looking. All right. Everything is pretty much packed up here. I definitely need to get a gurney out and gurney the pathways. But I'm going to get the hose and give everything a really good drink. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous afternoon. It's always so nice to be able to come out and just spend like an hour sort of pottering around, just in like gentle work. Like, not, this isn't super intense heavy gardening or anything. It's quite nice light gardening tasks. But yeah, I'm going to grab the hose. Let's get this all watered in and settled.
You need the shed open?
Mm-hmm. Rightio. Kitchen garden is all watered in, which is brilliant. And I thought I'd just very quickly, with the pineapples, as I said, we might try and do them next Wednesday. But I think they're going to end up here. So we've got the ginger and turmeric, which, as you can tell by the leaves there, are almost ready for harvest, which is very exciting. Normally around June, that all gets, the ginger and the turmeric get harvested. But before it, basically the whole kind of top of all the leaves and that die down. And then once they die down, that's when you know it's ready to go. But I think I'm going to end up putting the pineapples up just in this area here. There is actually some space just behind this plant, but I think I'm going to pop them in through here. Pineapples take 2 to 3 years for the fruit to actually form and become ripe for harvest. So they need to be somewhere that's kind of out of the way, but not somewhere that I'm going to forget about them and forget to fertilize and water them and that. So that is kind of where I'm thinking. So we might try and tackle that next Wednesday, as I said. But otherwise, everything is looking really, really nice out here. I think I'm going to head in and go and finish off my really gorgeous, slow, easy, calm day with a really lovely, pampering shower, like a full-on everything shower. I think that'll be lovely.